Welcome to the program. Lovely talking with you after a very, very, very long time.
Walaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Sister Julie, thank you so much for having me on your show. It's really good to be with you.
Okay, lovely to have you here. Is this woman a joke or what?
Wow, I think you can call it that a joke. Julie. You started off the word disgraceful statement, and I was thinking maybe we should have a show with your learner, your callers, and ask them to attach all the synonyms that they had experienced when they saw this video. What I would add to shocked, I would add disgusted, I would add incensed, unbelievable. Where is she living? I mean, how do we respond to a statement like that? Really, how do we? But maybe, Julie, and those were the emotions I went through, Julie.
Mm,
Exactly what you said. I mean, how do we respond? But you know what, Julie? I've decided, I've decided to thank her. I want to be thankful to Helen Zille. I want to thank her for being brutally honest about the Zion that she and the party that she represents are. At least she's been truthful and she's exposed herself. And I think this is important for social justice activists and people of South Africa in this conundrum we find ourselves in, to know who is on the side of justice and social justice and who is not. Because you must understand, Julie, Palestine represents one dimension. Palestine represents all those who are oppressed, marginalized, the poor, the weak in society, both in South Africa and both outside. And if a leader of that nature and that caliber is able to respond in a manner so oblivious, as you rightly pointed out, when she said, genocide is a big word. I mean, how does one explain? And then she goes on to say, but I haven't been to Gaza, but I do know that Hamas has spent its energy trying to obliterate the state of Israel. Such an unbiased statement. Where
It's
is
actually
the where?
laughable. It's laughable for her to have made such a statement. You know, you need to look at who is, she didn't use the word terrorist, but I'm going to use it in this context and ask the question, who is the terrorist? The moment a brown person is convicted or accused of an atrocity, he or she is labeled a terrorist. The big question is, who are the terrorists of the world? Number one, and number two, she's supposed to be a world-wise politician, and for her
Absolutely.
to have made a statement such as the one that she's made is shocking, to say the least. And you kind
Indeed,
of
indeed.
understand. And the depth of her intelligence and the depth of her awareness to have made such a statement.
It brings to light, it brings to light, and it manifests the reality of the mindset of the person that you're dealing with. That's what it does. It just exposes the hypocrisy and the reality of the person. And there's a very crucial point we must note in that interview. After she had made a statement, she was given the right to retract it when she was asked. But the United Nations, the supreme governing body of the world, and that's not what the interviewer said, I'm adding to it. The
Mm.
interviewer asked her, but the United Nations have just said and declared that genocide is taking place. Do you still maintain your answer about genocide? So she was given, so she cannot claim, and you know what's going to happen. You're going to find some statements coming out trying to cover up and trying to retract but the reality of it is she was reminded, are you sure? Because the United Nations, because we must understand, not too long ago, John Steenhuisen was asked a similar question. And
Mm.
he said to this effect, that we will agree that something like this is taking place if the highest court finds Israel guilty of that.
Yes,
Now, the
absolutely.
ICJ, so United Nations is saying, genocide is taking place. I mean, who then, we got to ask Helen, okay, who then in the world do you subscribe to? United Nations is saying that a genocide has taken place, is taking place, has taken place. Is there more a superior court who must tell you that a genocide is taking place? I mean, what is not a genocide for her? is the destruction of thousands of people, the killing of people, hundreds of thousands of people have been killed. I mean, we even lost track of the numbers. I mean, hospitals, schools, right now, as I just heard the clip on Channel Media, they are being now channeled out of Gaza City. Gaza City is the last standing remnant of what is left of Palestine. And they want to destroy Gaza City.
And to
what
add
for
to
you?
that, Imran,
Yes.
Netanyahu has just made a statement, which a recent statement suggesting that he's going to wipe out Palestine. There is going to be no Palestine. That is his ultimate goal, to wipe off Palestine off the face of the earth, meaning that they're going to obviously occupy the entire Palestine. And of course, real estate moguls in the United States are rubbing their hands with glee because they're already envisioning the plan for Palestine, Gaza and Palestine as a whole. That is their very evil intent. And sadly, it seems that it might come to pass, Imran. Having said that, also, will you be taking this issue up in Parliament? The statement that Helen Zille has made, this vile statement that, she doesn't know what a genocide is, or there's no genocide taking place because she hasn't witnessed it, or whatever it is that she had in fact intended to say?
Indeed. Let me just quickly respond to your statement about Netanyahu and add a very simple term to that there. Let me put Netanyahu and Helen Zille together and just say one statement, that birds of a feather flock together. Let me park it over
Absolutely.
there. Yes, indeed, Julie. I will take this up vehemently in Parliament, and so will the political party that I represent. I will be pushing for Parliament to recognize that despite the United Nations being calling it for what it is, we have a leader of a significant party in Parliament making such a statement that has incensed thousands and thousands of South Africans. But I want to really, Julie, as I indicated right at the outset, I really want to thank Helen here. I want to thank her for being so bloody honest and telling us South Africans that who you really are and who your party unfortunately represents. Because we needed this clarity. We are being mesmerized and we are being impressed by issues of service delivery and the best run municipality. So I shudder at the thought. I mean, I work in the Cape. I mean, I shudder at the thought of what's going to happen to the marginalized, the poor, the weak, the oppressed people in South Africa and outside South Africa with leadership of this who cannot acknowledge and identify the suffering of the people of the world, which is being live streamed before everyone who has a device in their hand. This is very unthinkable. This is really disgusting, disgraceful. We are incensed. We are shocked, but we are grateful to her for telling us where she stands, because then we know how to charter the way forward for us as South Africans.
Okay, and I can't let you go without asking the all-important question. With this type of a mindset and having exposed who she truly is and what her party truly stands for, she has, of course, put her name down for mayoral candidate in Johannesburg. How do you see all of that playing out, claiming, or rather on the ticket, that the best run municipality in the country is Cape Town, and the credit goes directly to her and her party, and those are the promises that she's coming in on the Johannesburg mayoral committee, that she will turn Johannesburg around regarding service delivery and upgrading of the infrastructure. How do you feel about that, knowing that she's blatantly pro-Zionism?
Okay, so maybe let's respond to it as follows. First and foremost, when we say the best-run municipality, the president the president has rectified that in terms of audit outcomes, in terms of audit report. Yes, they got clean report, but the reality of it is, in terms of transformation, in terms of impacting on the lives of the poorest of the poor, the marginalized, the weak, the oppressed, the historically disadvantaged, as is the case in Langa, Bonteheuwel, Kaya Litsha, in the Cape Flat, in Western Cape, there has been zero impact. In fact, there has been retrogression. Look at the extent of killings that takes place in the Cape Flat. Why has the Western Cape government, the municipality, not intervened and arrested that? So similarly, as she put her hand up for Johannesburg, I am saying, based on what we have seen, she has exposed herself that she does not stand for the weak, the marginalized, the poor, the oppressed people, the historically disadvantaged. So yes, while she might come out and aspire to produce clean outcomes, clean audit outcomes, a clean audit report, I shudder at the thought of the oppressed people of Johannesburg. Certainly, with what we have seen, for us, she should not be the choice of the people of Palestine. She's shown herself to be an insensitive, disconnected type of person with the realities of the people of the world.
And that's where we leave it. Undoubtedly, we will have many more discussions in the future. I think we can't just let this, go by the wayside. But shukran very, very much for your thoughts, for all the clips that you've posted on the socials this morning. Keep it up, and we will talk some more in the future. Any parting words this morning?
All I would say to people of South Africa, guys, we're in the month of Heritage Month, in which we celebrate our heritage, in which we celebrate the heroes. We have a wonderful democracy. Yes, we are weak. Yes, we are failing in many areas. But what we have, alhamdulillah, is a democracy that is based on social justice. Let us protect our democracy. Let us save it from people like Helen Zille and her ites, who are out to take away what we have fought for so hard, and that is self-dignity, and that is our right to freedom, our right to be treated justly, to be treated fairly, and our right to be treated as human beings. So let's protect and let's defend our democracy.
Ameen Tuma Ameen. Shukran very much, and Assalamu alaikum to you.
Walaikum salam.
Do you believe a genocide is taking place in Gaza?
Well, genocide is a very big word. I haven't been to Gaza and I don't know. But I certainly do know that Hamas has spent all its energy trying to obliterate the state of Israel. And the most critical point is that they must both recognize that each has the right to have a state and to live in peace side by side. And once that happens, we can solve this problem. Both have a right to exist side by side in peace.
Breaking stereotypes, moving boundaries.